Hello there. Okay. Right now I'm a bit angry actually. Shouldn't be talking when I'm angry. But anyway, I was thinking I could start up with the discussion of how things work in this world, since very few understand it and very few seem to care, as most of the world's population are narcissists. Yeah, you heard me right. You have just come to the channel Question the Truth. This is a new episode of the Thesis block, and this episode is This is Narcissism. So, anyway, hello there. Yeah. Okay, there's something I don't really like the question the truth logo. Um, anyway, it's because I've made it myself, and when I make my own stuff, I tend to be very harsh on myself. Yeah, shit happens. Anyway, lately I've been called a narcissist, and I've been what like what what did you say? Narcissist? Okay. The thing is, I am an empath. Empaths mirror other people, meaning that if I meet someone, um, my personality kind of changes with everyone that I meet. So today when I was with my best friend, she's so awesome. Um, we had a really good conversation, and it was a a dialogue. Usually I don't have dialogues with people. Usually I have monologues with people. And that is because I mirror their personality, and their personality is often enough a freaking narcissist. And usually people don't know that they are narcissists, which is the greater problem. I'm gonna find myself a site over here that has the information input that I need. So narcissistic personality disorder. No, there's a lot of there's a lot of things that, well, people don't tend to react to certain stuff. Narcissistic, what was it called now? Symptoms there. Symptom lists or symptoms. Um, okay, okay. 6 signs of narcissism you may not know about. Okay, we can use that. Tend to use well, okay, so some of my friends have been calling me a narcissist, Even my best friend told me that I kind of acted like a psychopath, and I was like, what? So, wait, what? Because since I had some experience in a matter that happened with two of my friends, I felt compelled to actually tell them about how I came out of that problematic situation by understanding that my thoughts weren't really that unconditional to begin with. So I got angry every time that I helped people because they wouldn't come and help me. And that was because I wasn't unconditional with my thoughts. I didn't do it just without. I had this yeah, if I do this, then I will probably get the help later on. That's a good thing. That's plus side. Well, then I can do this because yeah, because then it helps benefits me, and because it was like that, karma kind of fucked up my reality, my world with no, okay, you will have many people just taking advantage of you till you realize that you are the problem and you need to rethink the situation. And when I started rethinking my situation and understanding that I was the problem and that I weren't really that unconditional that I thought myself to be, uh, the, where when I actually understood that well, I didn't do things for others without it benefiting me in some way. That's a narcissistic trait. And and this is why I'm saying that everyone that lives right now are narcissists. Even the freaking empaths that live now are narcissists because most of them they're like um, oh yeah, I was in this really narcissistic relationship where the person I was together was really narcissistic and behaving really bad towards me. Yeah, probably because that one was a very good empath. And the empath was the real narcissist. So, how should I? So I told my friend today that when we're having this conversation, don't look towards how I'm acting, look towards how you are acting towards me. Then you will see my feelings projected onto you, and the feelings that I have is the one that you have projected onto me, which means that, well, this is how we communicate. If we can understand it, then it's but it's not just like that because when you're in, you can up this even um, one more level o over all this, and that is to actually uh, right now there's a time differential. That's why we take other people's um, personalities and mirror them, and we don't understand it because we have a time differential that kind of fucks up the whole sense of it all. Um, when we have they call it a psychosis, but a psychosis is um, an extreme empath state with a high amount of serotonin in the body. So it's a low heart rate and a high amount of serotonin wandering around about in the body, and um, if you meet really, really narcissistic people, um, then you will start to kind of well, you will get aggressive towards that person, and everyone around will be like, "Oh my god, it's a fucking psychopath," because people generally do not understand or accept the whole empath reality. Um, Instead, they like to blame others for behaving strange instead of blaming themselves. So when people uh, act strange around me, well, that's probably because I am acting strange towards them to begin with. So it's karma. Usually, people like me because I like people. That's how it works, right? If I don't have anything, I nearly never I kind of never get into fights or discussions or anything. Why? Because I'm generally a nice person. The thing is when there's other things too. I was thinking of love at first sight, and I couldn't really understand how it came to be or anything. But I I think that I was a really, really, really narcissistic individual, and and I met a good empath, and I fell for her, and I'm not too sure about this just yet, but there I don't know if she also felt love at first sight, or if it only or if it only was me. I don't know. I haven't talked to her in a lot of years now, since the relationship just um didn't function as it should have. The thing was, and when we actually started loving each other, we kind of fused into one person, and I don't know. I don't think she liked that. Um, I did though. This is what happens when two people meet that are truly empaths. Usually people fall in love with, or narcissists fall in love with, um, when you fall in love with someone, because I've been thinking about this. There's there's been multiple times when I fall for different people. My friends have um, been messing around with me about this like 200,000 times by now, and they don't really think it's natural to fall in love with everyone you meet, but it's not like that. It's if they love themselves more than they love anyone else, then that's a narcissistic trait. And when an empath meets a narcissist, well, you kind of switch personality. So I'm not really interested in people that I have really high values. That's the thing. I don't want to be together with anyone that eats meat. I don't want to be together with anyone that kind of, how should I put it? There's so many things that I basically want to have a twin. The thing when it comes to twin, then I'm so unsure about if I'm right or not on the whole aspect um, of a relationship. It's no longer based on love, which is love is empaths meeting narcissists usually, or empaths meeting empaths, or people with similar or the same values meeting each other. It's so difficult to meet people in this time and age and stuff like that. It's not really that difficult to actually meet someone with the same values, but could be good if it was a bit more than this. I should say. So back to narcissistic personality disorder. So my best friend, she told me that I had psychopathic traits, and then she talked to me, and I told her how I thought and why I thought in that pattern, and she was like, "This is not psychopathy." Yeah, and I'm telling you that it's not psychopathy because I'm a very empathetic person, and psychopaths aren't, right? The thing is that there's so much more to discuss with every mental issue. There are no mental issues. Um, I know that I know that what I am talking about is the truth. It's just that I need people to understand that the electromagnetic field that our heart emits isn't some freaking pseudoscience, and that it actually communicates feelings between people. And most people have totally missed that we have the brain and we have the heart, which has its own brain, and we have the stomach, which has its own brain. That is why you have love or other feelings separate from mind, and you have intuition that is separate from mind or the heart. It's a stomach feeling. Anyway, back to the narcissist traits. We have 9 here. So, has a grandiose sense of self-importance. Now, I don't believe myself to be important. I just have some information that I have pinpointed out that I think is part of or the whole truth. And this is why I started my channel, which is question the truth, because I always tend to question my own beliefs. I've been questioning my own beliefs all the time because oh no. Okay, so 2 is preoccupied with fantasies of unlimited success, power, brilliance, beauty, or ideal love. Yeah, ideal love. Yeah, I, I was kind of obsessed by that when I was younger. Narcissists usually are. When when you go through the whole shift that I went through, then you can't go back to be a narcissist again. You can't. Either you are an empath that know they are an empath, or you're a person that don't believe in that trait. Those who don't believe in that traits are the narcissists. Narcissists, not the Nazis. Anyway, I'm not. Let's see, is preoccupied with fantasies of unlimited success. I'm not interested in my own success. I'm not interested in having power. If I wanted to have power over other people, then I would have become a political leader, right? Some of my friends have told me that I should have been a politician, and it's not one time it has been said. It's been multiple times these last like 10 years that people have been telling me that um, since but in Swedish, because Sweden, and I tend to use the language that a, a very wide group of people can understand. It's not like the politicians right now, which talks like academic, and then we have like 70% of the people that don't understand what they're saying because they're like narcissists. The whole bunch is narcissists. That's the only. I don't know. Brilliance. You know what? I don't believe in. I believe in equality, which means that everyone is equally as smart. The thing is that you need to take in you need to take in consideration the time, what's it called, time differentials and stuff like that, which I don't know if I've made a video about yet, about time and beauty. Nah, not really. I don't care that much about my exterior. Well, I I tend to like have a lot of friends, you know, narcissistic friends everywhere. Um, and being an empath, taking in um, their traits of how to be. There's well, in some ways, I tend to like become a bit thoughtful about my hair, cutting it or coloring it white. It's not white now. Anyway, all to look older. I want to look older than I am because I'm 32 this year and I I don't know. Ideal love. No, I understand love and it's for me it's consent. It all builds on consent within two people. Most of the relationships that I've had have been built upon sex out of beauty and ideal love standards and stupid things. But people can be wrong, right? Believes that he or she is special and unique and can only be understood by or should associate with other special or high status people or institutions. I fucking hate institutions. You know, Mensa? I have friends that are in Mensa and they're like, yeah, but one of my friends, we're not friends anymore. But I'm still here. When he wants to like understand what I had to say, I'm here with open arms to take him back. So it's no problem there. But narcissists tend to like to tell others how special and how much better they are than others. And I fucking hate people like that. And one of my friends was like, yeah, there's a 2% chance that you would be smarter than me because, yeah, Mensa. I got so freaking angry that um, I kind of told him that he was a arrogant, narcissistic, egotistical idiot. And I don't back from my words. When I say something, I mean it, and I stand my ground when I say something. I need to do that because if I don't stand my grounds, then I'm merely nothing, right? So, high status people, yeah, that's why I have people of any rank around me, right? from drug addicts to criminals to really nice people to I believe that uh, there's more people than that. So since I'm an empath, I haven't. It's quite easy to come in contact with a, a large range of people, since they kind of talk. They're kind of talking with themselves. So who doesn't like themselves, right? Everyone needs to be a narcissist in one way, but we all need to understand that everyone is equally as important, and that means plants and animals too. And I get really angry with people that don't see the. I've been telling people that their value in my eyes are the same as a snail, and if they take that as a bad thing, well, that's not my problem. That's your values. You don't value the snail. If you don't value the snail, you look down upon yourself. That's not my problem, because I tend to see the snail as important as the leaf and as any other animal or insect or human, because we're equally a part of the ecosystem, of the creation. So, yeah. Number 4 here requires excessive admiration, regularly fishes for compliments, and is highly susceptible to flattery. Every time that anyone flatters me, I get like, I don't know. Sometimes when it's a partner, then it's flat. Of of course that's supposed to be like a heartwarming situation, but when it's a stranger complimenting me, then it's more like, yeah, why are you complimenting me? Like, are you having problems at home? Is the green grass there on this side? No, I don't think so. You need to take care of your own problems before you even see to another um, side or anything. So, and I don't fucking care if people give me compliments. I have my values. I stand before my values. My values are high, and so should everyone else's be. And yeah, I tend to get really angry at people when they kind of, yeah, I know that animals are kind of tormented and stuff like that, but I love meat, and I just need to stuff my fucking mouth with it, and yeah, I can't hold myself from that, but I have more respect for the meat eaters that actually say, yeah, no, I'm not gonna stop eating meat because I actually love meat, even if I get sicknesses from it, I still love it. I have more respect for those because they have their freaking values that they stand for. So, but then you have the vegetarians that are like, yeah, but I can't quit with the cheese and the milk. The thing is that the cow is raped and milked and raped and milked and raped and milked, and when she isn't able to give any more milk, then she's killed to be that piece of meat. So everyone that actually drinks milk or eats cheese or eats any other dairy products can pretty much go fuck themselves, because they're hurting the animals even more than the meat eaters. That is why I have more respect for the meat eaters than I have for vegetarians. Either you're a vegan or you're a meat eater. There's no middle. There is no middle. It's black or white. There is no I can choose this. When you understand that there actually isn't any middle point where it's okay to have another being suffering, well, then you'll understand the whole thing. Um, so, I've since my values are quite high, even higher than most vegans, I tend to get in confrontations with vegans, meat eaters, and vegetarians, more or less because, in my eyes, even if everyone's equally worth, sometimes trees are worth more than humans. I actually sit and cry when I see trees being cut down. We have alternatives. We could use cannabis as an alternative. They grow from 0 to 3 meters in about 3 months, or 2 meters in 2 months, 2 3 months. Like that, cutting down trees that takes 100 or 200 or 300 years to grow is just going to fuck up the whole ecosystem. And it's already been fucking up the ecosystem. That's probably why there's a polar shift on its way. And people still don't understand because they're so freaking stupid. Still, I love them all. It's so difficult sometimes. So, number 5 has a sense of entitlement. No, I'm not no special. I I tried in the beginning when I made these videos. I kind of I have my blog, and my name is Quercian, or not my name. One of my nicknames are Quercian, which is Query Cyan, question Cyan, question Earth, question. That's why this channel name is Question the Truth. But I was like, I removed my mask. My name is Slesk. My name before that was Mats. So I changed name from. So strange, actually. My first name was really a good name. I like it. Took many years for me to actually like my old name, but it its meaning is God's gift, and then we have instead Slesk, which I changed to, and that kind of the meaning of that word, because it's not a name. Well, it's a name now because of me, But before that, it was just a word, and the word's meaning was disgusting. Something that is sweet, actually too sweet, like Coca-Cola. It's too sweet. I don't like it because it's too sweet. So here in Sweden we say nej, det är för sliskigt. Um, when something is too sweet. But in the later days, slisk has become something of a name calling for people that has like um, too much things, too much hair products, and they have the hair um, like this kinda all the way back, and it kind of shines because there's so much hair products in it, and they're like very, yeah, hello baby, well, very slimy, disgusting people. And yeah, so I changed from a good name to a bad name just because I hated myself so much that I couldn't stand to have a good, decent name. It's it's a strange thought, perhaps. But yeah, so anyway, I see Slisk and Mats as kind of the names of my ego, and I divide my ego into the good and the bad, and then I just accepted that I've been bad and I've been good, and I shedded my ego from my names, so I can still carry my names, and they're kind of like one now, like Zen. Anyway, when I started my blog, I was kind of want to be like questioning the way of Nevin, and Nevin is a character from a book series by Catherine Kerr, and it's this prince. He's a fuck up that fucks up a love. Um, um, he fucks up a couple because he's interested in the girl, and because he does this, he kind of gets cursed by his father to live forever until he fixes the thing that he's kind of broken off. So he will live a very long life and see all the reincarnations of all the people, and he tries to reunite them. And this is throughout like 15 books, and I've only read like 3 of them, so I need to get more the rest of them so I can start reading them again. I've been thinking of kind of stopping the whole thing with the internet, because it's causing me more harm than good, and there's so many confrontations because people don't tend to understand what I'm talking about. gets me to think about Nikola Tesla. He fell in love with a dove because he understood the equality of feelings, and he was seen as a crazy person because others couldn't understand him. And I'm probably seen as a very crazy person too, but I understand Tesla. Tesla was a great man. Anyway, Nevin is the new name of that prince because he can't use his name until he's fixed the thing. And so his new name is Nevin, which the meaning for that name is no one. That is kind of my entitlement. I am no one. I'm just one of many. One of many enlightened people that try to give out the truth. This is also why I wrote like a Messiah in the works in my introduction video, because Messiah isn't one person. It's Messiah is a speaker of truth. So even if I understand how to do things, I'm still a bit scared, cause it's the last part. It's the leap of faith. Stop eating. Yeah. Fastening. Last time I did that, for 3 days, I got manic. So, but at the same time, also started to understand a lot more afterwards, and I thought I was going to. Well, I understand a lot of things, and I'm training myself in some ways mentally, and there's going to be changes later on, hopefully. Okay, so number 6 is is interpersonally exploitative. What? Oh yeah, exploiting other people, right? So no. The only one I want to exploit is myself. I'm doing it every time I try to help anyone else. So I don't know. It's not like exploiting myself in that regard, cause I just want to help as many as possible, because I have this strange idea of how the future is gonna unravel. And I'm so very afraid of it. So much that I try to teach other people things as soon as possible and as much as possible before I even try out my leap of faith theories. I don't know. I don't know what's. I don't know if I'm right or wrong. I'm so scared of being wrong in this situation. I'm also very scared about being right. If I'm right, there's going to be is going to be catastrophic, and I know how I am when I'm really happy. So when I kind of had my awakening, I had this strange messiah complex, kind of. I was so cold, I was freezing all the time, and but I was still happy, and I felt the trees and the plants. I felt how they felt. I could feel people everywhere. So I screamed out that I wanted to take everyone's sins away from them. And I kinda did for a while. But it's only temporary. It's always temporary, and people don't understand that. The same thing was with Thesis, so if I understand it correctly, then he could very well still be alive, and has with time to do, which many people don't understand. It doesn't exist. So, let's see. Number 7. Lacks empathy, is unwilling, or I would add unable, to recognize or identify with the feelings and needs of others. Oh no, it's not like that. I feel other people's feelings, not as good as I did at my awakening, but that's the upper stage, the one that I'm talking about, the leap of faith thing. It's scaring me because when I was in that state, I kinda screamed out that I want to take everyone's sins away because, yeah, and after that, I was cold and freezing for 1.5 years till I suddenly just, or not 1.5 year, the first time was half a year, next one was half a year, So there's a loss and a balance right now with nature and mankind. I don't lack empathy. I'm an empath. Empathy is another word for sympathy. If you're if you're an empath, you're capable of actually feeling what other people feel. So when you talk with them, you mirror them, so you feel exactly what they feel. And when you oh, you don't just feel feelings, you feel their ailments too. Like this girl at the job, she has diabetes, and one day she just um, took out, well, showed the stomach while she was pressing in the needle for the dosage thingy for insulin, and I felt that sting in my stomach, and it was like, it felt like someone was putting a syringe in my body. Believe me, it's not that nice being a freaking empath. It's so much easier not to be an empath. It's so much easier to be a freaking narcissist that doesn't care about anything else but their own skin or their own money or their own lives or the ones closest to them. Even then, maybe they don't even care about the people closest to them. So 8 is often envious of others and believes that others are envious of him or her. I don't believe that, or I don't think that anyone is envious of me at all. Not when they see how much trouble I tend to start. I tell the truth. People can't handle the truth. The truth. You can't handle the truth. It's a good movie scene. Oh, people can't generally handle the truth at all. They they tend to take it personally, and when they do, that's because their values aren't ready for it. What I'm doing is perhaps wrong, I don't know. But if we are to change as humans at all, then we need to understand this. we need to understand that we need to go through a psychosis, and within the psychosis, we need to go through the thing that I like to call chain lifting, which is all your memories, everything that you've been through. It's gonna be like links in a chain, but it's gonna be like um, yarn lying on the floor, and you need to make a ball of it, unravel it from the ties and stuff like that. That's precisely what chain lifting is. You'll just get a chain, and you're supposed to make it straight. It kind of sounds easy, but it all has to do with how much people have gone through. So, okay, and I'm not envious of others. I should be though, but I'm not. I don't want to be a narcissist. I'm not interested in having relationships with narcissists either. So it's not. So I've been. I don't know. I don't feel lonely. At the same time, I feel lonely. Sometimes I do. Not right now, but when I'm high energy, usually I tend to feel really feel a lot more. Okay, 9 shows arrogant, haughty, rude, and abusive behaviors or attitudes. Yeah, I do when I mirror others, because I don't mirror the personality that you think you have. I mirror the subconscious personality, the one that you do not accept. The thing is that people need to start accepting who they are so they can change their values to the better instead of hiding behind their frickin' mask. Just take it off, shed yourself from the ego, and learn the truth about yourself. Question the truth. Yeah. There's so much more to this. It was only 9 things here. There was more. Okay. Are highly. Okay. So what's left out here actually, as regards identifying descriptors quite a bit, and I've no doubt that other therapists could add further to the 6 additional characteristics I'll provide here, features that, although regrettably minimized or omitted from DSM, I've routinely seen displayed by the many dysfunctional narcissists I've worked with. So to enumerate them. Such individuals: 1 are highly reactive to criticism. I don't care if you criticize because it kind of don't bite on me. I don't take it personally. Um, Mostly because people who tend to criticize me need a mirror. I'm not gonna sit there and kind of send everything back, but they need to take it as a mirror and actually read what they have written towards me to themselves and see to themselves, to listen to what they read or write, because people aren't stupid. We are really smart. Every one of us are really smart if we start to listen to our intuition. Okay, so, or anything they assume or interpret as negatively evaluating their personality or performance. This is why, if they're asked a question that might oblige them to admit some vulnerability, deficiency, or culpability. I'm actually been like this. I've told people many times over that I don't really care. I'm not gonna read the news. I'm going to use my own head, and I'm gonna say what I think. I'm not gonna say what others have put into my head through media or anything else. So it's not like I've stopped learning things, because some stuff is really interesting. Yesterday I said something wrong about Mozart, Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, um, because I had this memory about him being like 12 and getting deaf. So every music after that was like from when he was kind of deaf, and apparently it's Beethoven, and he was like 30. So where did I get the 12 years from? Anyway, there's parallel universes and stuff like that. They can't be dismissed. I more or less say that um, other dimensions are time travel loops. So, but I don't know. Either I'm right or either I'm wrong. I have no idea. 2. Have low self-esteem? Fuck no. I don't have. This facet of their psyche is complicated because superficially their self-regard would appear to be higher and more assured than just about anyone else's. I have a very good self-esteem. Really, I have. And that is because I'm happy all the freaking time. But still, tend to mirror people that don't have as good self-esteem, and well, then I don't have good self-esteem. But when I'm alone, I'm awesome. I know what I can do. I can do anything. Nothing is impossible. So, so if you just set your mind towards something, you will be able to to go through with it. So let's see. Number 3 can be inordinately self-righteous and defensive. I'm not defensive. I am, and I'm not self-righteous either. I'm maybe a little self-righteous. I don't know. I believe my values that I have to be very righteous. They should be. Anyway. Well, I'm not defensive. I'm defensive of animals and of nature, and others can criticize me as much as they fucking like to, but I'm not gonna be defensive about it, because if I can't take it personally, I will not be able to. There won't be any need to defend myself in that. But I tend to say stuff to specific people, and then there are like 10 others. How could you write that? Like, their values are so low that they think they're right in everything, and they can't understand what I'm saying. If we don't have high values, if we don't understand other people, we will have confrontations all the time. I understand other people, I understand other people's thinking. And when I say that, people get angry. We're not that difficult to understand. We're like animals. We're hungry. We're tired. We're lazy. Or we have too much energy. Or we want sex. Like every freaking other thing, because we want to create new life. It's quite simple actually, but no, people think that we are some super smart beings, and most people are self-righteous and defensive in everything. You kind of, the thing is, when I say something about science, some of the science that I tend to think is quite wrong, and I come with a statement that this is wrong and this is how it works, and here's a video or here's a text for it, and people are like, no, that's wrong because 200 other people said this. Yeah, but from the beginning, one person said that, and the 199 other people just agreed because they didn't understand as much as that one did, and that person didn't understand enough to actually give a good theory. So, wrong theory. Everything is really simple. Everything. Let's see. Number 4, reacts to contrary viewpoints with anger or rage. Yeah, when I mirror other people, because many people are they're very, what's it called? They're very closed off. don't really. I don't know how to put it. Most people are. They kind of push everything away from themselves. So I actually talked with a friend and I warned her like 3 times that if you continue this discussion, I will explode since you have a great anger issue and I can't hold back any longer. And she wouldn't listen, so I told her that I'm going to hang up so I don't get angry at you because I don't want to get angry. And I just got more angry by saying that. And yeah, I'm gonna click you. So I stopped the conversation there. I just ended the phone call. And another time the time before that when we had an argument, she kind of um how should I put it? She called up and she started a whole new conversation. But this time she didn't. This time she continued on the conversation that we had and I exploded. I haven't exploded like that in such a long time. I just felt all that anger and all that truth had come out, and I was holding it back for as long as possible, and then it just clicked, and I screamed at her. I don't like screaming at people. So sorry, it's the 11 thingy. I know that I'm on my right path since, well, there's a universal language. There's a couple of universal languages. There's universal coding and there's universal languages. One universal language is the one that I'm trying to teach others so that I can stop using the fucking mouth and actually start conversations with the heart, which should be enough. Should be enough just to look towards someone in their eyes and just smile and you see them blossom up. That happiness that is God itself. So beautiful and so rare. So okay, project onto others qualities, traits, and behaviors they can't or won't accept in themselves. Sorry, I don't understand now. And project onto others qualities, traits, and behaviors that they can't or won't accept in themselves. I'm very stubborn myself. I'm extremely stubborn, and I think I need to let go of that a bit because I tend to, well, with some people, project my stubbornness while others project their stupidity or I don't know if I can call it stupidity. I tend to say that stupid people don't question the truth. You shouldn't just, today it's going to rain. And how did you know that? It's not okay. It's not like, oh, today it's gonna rain. Okay. And then you go to the next person and you say, oh, I heard today there's going to rain. To some point, someone like me or others like me will be like, okay, so where did you hear that? Because it's sunny outside. So, yeah, Uh, because a lot of people don't question things. They just eat it up without any consideration of something being wrong or that there could be a better option. Like the electro universe theory, which is kind of right, kind of wrong, but it's more or less on the it's more to on the right side of physics than the other side. Tesla said that Tesla said that in the future the the general theory of relativity would be disproven. And I already know that it's wrong. It's not fully understood. It takes in the wrong information. So first of all, there's I don't know, but in my thoughts there's movement, but there's no speed. Speed doesn't exist as time doesn't exist. So if time doesn't exist, there's no speed. Speed is relative to the movement, and energy is relative to the movement, and age is relative to movement or cycles. There's too much thoughts in my head, so um, 6 have poor interpersonal boundaries. What's interpersonal? Let's check that. Interpersonal relationship. An interpersonal relationship is a strong, deep, or close association. Ah, okay, yeah, I heard about this. Have poor interpersonal boundaries, meaning that all your friendships are very exteriorly bound. It's not like that. Anyway, I have friends that I've had since childhood, so it's not like we see each other very often, but we talk to each other when we have the time for it. And Sorry. I have deep relationships. I have a lot of friends. I have friends all over the planet. But I'm gonna link this site that I found. It's on Psychology Today. Um, there's a lot of psychology patterns that are immensely really wrong, but narcissism isn't one of them. Um, but what's wrong is the understanding of who actually is the narcissistic one. So yeah, sorry for the long video. It's like a movie in size, but yeah, this was this is narcissism, right? Right. So if you want to subscribe, there's a button over there that will be shown in a sec. And in this vicinity, there's going to be a new video or an old. Depends on. Well, it depends. So, well, anyway, thank you for this visit and see you in another video. Bye.